Hello, listeners, welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube and Spotify channel. And please do check out the new section of shorts about the riddles in my YouTube channel, which is going to be very interesting and very funny. And also, it's something which can be useful while you're on your journeys, traveling. You can ask children, ask your friends around, and your family members. So, your ride is going to be a fun long ride. So yes, today my topic is the most irritated topic for the parents, that is the siblings rivalry, the fights among the siblings that happen. And now, because it's the vacation time, this is the most serious scenario in all of the houses who have two or more kids. And of course, those who have only a single kid, there the situation is even more worse because the kids get bored. But then when there are more, there is even more the problems. So it's not the more the merrier here. So yes, here I am with some of the tips which I can share, which I've seen, which I've read, which I've heard. So I hope these will be helpful. So yes, first of all that I want to say is, which many of us keep saying and thinking of this point, but then again when it has to come in action, we forget to do this or we fail to do this, and that is stop comparing. Yes, first we should know our kids, their strengths and their weaknesses, and according to that we have to ourselves support the child. Yes, we know that both the kids will not be the same. Definitely they're not going to be the same. So we cannot expect the other child to be like the one who is well behaved or the one who eats good. So yes, because even if somebody compares us to anybody else, we will also think in our mind that I might be better than the other person in something else. So why should I be compared to the other person, which I cannot do? So it's the same thing with the kids also. In some or the other way, one child will be good in something and the other child will be good in other things. So we should not compare, but instead, if you want the other child to learn good habits from the one who has them, what we can do is we can appreciate the one who is doing good things. And again, here also we should not appreciate so much that the other child develops jealousy. We should appreciate a bit in a way that we are motivating the other child. Yes, slowly the child will learn, okay, by this my mother is appreciating the other child, so even I will get this appreciation. So this kind of healthy competition should be built among the kids. So yes, the first point that we should follow is we should stop comparing. Instead we should start appreciating, so that the other child also will do the things for the parents' appreciation. Yes, and the next thing which we can try to make the child do, both the children, any one of them, we can make them do so that we kind of develop their bonding, is we can make the child do for the elder sibling or the younger sibling anything special on their birthdays, or if suppose they win something in their school or any achievement, or like any help like arranging their books, arranging their bed, or then again like for birthdays I said we can let the child make some handmade cards or any art or anything for each other. So this is like kind of building a bond for each other. They will feel that love even though we are taking the initiative to make the child do. But later on, when they grow old, we can show these things as memories and tell them that, see, this is how your younger brother or elder brother has done for you, or your sister has done for you. This is how she has taken care of you. And yeah, along with this, we can also sometimes keep showing them their old memories, where the sister is taking care of the brother or the elder brother is taking care of the younger sister. They're holding hands and walking, they're laughing, playing. And also we can capture such beautiful memories and put photo frames in their rooms where they can keep seeing these pictures also, because these visuals will be there in their memory always. So these visuals, whenever they see, they will again get back that feeling, get back that love and affection for their siblings. So these are some simple things that we can follow to create that love and bond from our side. And another again very difficult thing but then important is to give time equally to both the children. Now suppose if there is a 3 or 4 years gap, when the younger one is 2 years old and the elder one is 5 or 6 years old, obviously we treat the elder one as the eldest child, right? Although the child is just hardly 5 or 6 years old, but we know that the younger one needs more time and more of focus and concentration. But still we have to somehow squeeze our time and manage to give that most important time to the elder child also. Maybe that can be during dropping the child to the school, or feeding the child, or just sitting beside when the child is eating, or doing some homeworks. And also sometimes we can sit around while the child is sleeping, we can make that child sleep, talk to the child about the day. Not full time, because obviously we cannot spend the whole time, but at least sometimes, so that the child doesn't feel that difference. Because see, generally why the kids start fighting is, the main reason is jealousy. When the younger child comes in the family, the elder one obviously feels that he or she is left out, he is not being taken care like before. So eventually what happens is, the elder one thinks that all this is happening because of the younger child, because the younger child has come, so I am not getting the attention or the love that I used to get from my parents. And so this slowly develops into hatred or rivalry or anger and all. And even I actually had an example in my life with my friend, that she actually wanted to throw her sister in dustbin, because she never thought that all her parents love and affection will be on her sister. So this kind of feelings do develop among the kids. So we have to stop this, right? We have to feel them that both of them are equal, but because the younger one is little more young and the younger one is new to the family, it will take some time for the younger one to adjust. So we have to give that time, we have to show that love. And also you can involve the elder one in the some in actions or some work that has to be done for the younger one, so that the younger one will also automatically feel that love, that okay, I am doing this thing for my brother or sister. So this will again bond. So yeah, this you can do when the younger ones are small, so the elder ones can help the younger ones. Now coming to the point where the siblings are of the age like maybe 6 or 7 years, and the gap is just 2 or 3 years then, and they are like fighting in a war ground. So that time you have to jump in to stop them from scratching or hitting each other. So immediate one thing that you can do is stop them and ask them to do the nose to nose thing. Yes, this is the nose to nose thing. I've heard of this in one of the interviews by a pediatrician. So there what they have told is that you should make the child sit, I mean both the children, you should sit facing each other and let them join their nose to each other's nose with maybe just one finger space. So this is going to be like a fun activity for them, and when they are sitting like this, automatically they will start laughing and they will forget the fight that was happening. Yes, this is something new you can try and see how it works. Yeah, because again, all the things do not work for all the kids, right? So we have to try multiple ways to cool them, calm them, and we actually have to just divert them. Yes, even when my son was small and he used to shout or cry for anything, I used to just immediately divert the topic. Like something shockingly you have to show them. Oh, what has happened there? Oh, what is that? Oh, what happened this? So like that, if you shock them, what happens is they forget that topic and something new has attracted them. So yes, you can try doing this. And another thing what you can do is, when the kids are fighting a lot, what you should say is, okay, you guys are fighting so much, so let's do one thing, that I'll ban you from talking to each other for a day. Like suppose they're fighting in the afternoon at 3 o'clock, ask them not to talk to each other for a whole day till tomorrow 3 o'clock. So what happens is they will slowly start missing each other. If you see that they're not missing for one day, make it for 2 days. Yes, ask them not to talk to each other for 2 days. So that time what will happen, they will think, oh, we were having fun when we were talking, or we were having fun when we were watching cartoons together. So they will start missing, and then you can tell them, see, if you want to do something together, then you should stop fighting. Or else if you're fighting, then you can stay away or stay alone and do whatever you want to do. Don't mingle with each other. So again, this example you can give, and this will also try to make them understand that when they are together, they should use the time properly and then they should not fight. So yes, all these, I mean, they seem to be very easy, but yeah, I know the situation is obviously like a referee. The parent is a referee between the two kids fighting in the ring. So but yes, again, we can try all these things. We have to develop the bond, because this is something which is a very very precious bond that they develop. The siblings bond is very very important and precious, and it is a lifelong bond. So I hope we nurture this and we make them very good and helping and supporting. So yes, parents, I hope these points are useful for you in any of the ways, and you can try, or if you have tried out any other ways, so do let me know in your in the comments. And yeah, again, we'll meet in the next podcast. Bye, thank you. Do subscribe for many more such interesting podcasts. Bye.